Hey, so even though I've gained some really good weight, I've still always been really skinny, which actually has a lot of benefits for martial arts. Just look at some of the greats, a lot of them are skinny, and there's just a ton of great fighters that are skinny in general, in all sports, MMA, kickboxing, boxing. But it does come with some downsides, especially with things like injuries and certain grappling positions. But in this video, I'm just going to share three things I think every skinny person should know before their first martial arts class. Like, these are three things I wish I knew. And if you're a skinny person already in martial arts, these might be some interesting takes that you might like to hear. So with this first point, I'm not saying you have to be the Hulk, but there's been times where during jujitsu class, I see a teenager who's probably never done anything athletic in his life. So it's great that they're finally doing something athletic and they're doing jujitsu or whatever martial art. But a lot of the times I see they get hurt really easily, like we'll be doing a simple takedown and they'll hurt their elbow or something because they're just like very skinny. Or when we're doing a takedown, like they won't even be able to pick up the person's leg if they're doing a single leg, just because they've probably never done anything like that before. What I would advise is just before your first class, have like a baseline fitness. I'm not saying you have to be Dracus Duplessis and be able to deadlift like 5 times your body weight or come in super yoked, but in my opinion, I think you should be able to do 20 push-ups or 5 to 7 pull-ups and squat your body weight before you come into your first martial arts class. Just so you don't get hurt and you could do the basic drills. But the reason I say you don't have to be the Hulk is I don't want people being like, I have to train for 5 years and get super in top tier shape before I go to the martial arts gym. I'm just saying you should do a month of calisthenics or just some light exercises before your first class just so you don't get hurt. This kind of reminds me of something a wrestling coach told me once. Like, he explained that fighting is like a pyramid with 3 layers. The bottom, your base, is your physical ability. The middle is technical, and the top is just your strategy. I also heard George St. Pierre say the same thing on his Instagram. I don't know if my coach just took that off Instagram and told me the next day. But he said the reason why your physical is at the bottom is because he said everyone always says fighting is like chess, and there's a lot of strategy and intelligence involved in chess and fighting. But he was like, but you're not playing chess, you're fighting someone. So it helps to be strong. And he said you need to be strong from your head to your toes. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I'm just saying, don't come in as a string bean. Just be able to like do 20 push-ups, 5 to 7 pull-ups, and be able to squat your body weight. And I think that would be good, in my opinion at least. And yeah, I just think martial arts is a great thing. So it just sucks to see sometimes when high schoolers come in, they get hurt or they're just not able to do the movements and they end up quitting. And like I said before, since they're skinny, like they had a lot of potential and they didn't even realize it. Now, second thing is just be wise who you go against. My third or fourth time doing a Muay Thai class, and it was time to pick partners. I was just looking at the people around me, and I saw this dude that looked like the sergeant in Avatar. Not The Last Airbender. I'm talking about the Blue People movie. But he looked exactly like him. He was buff. Like, I think he had some army tattoos or some marine tattoos, and he had gray hairs, and like he looked like, just a proper soldier. And yeah, I was like, why not? Like, we're just gonna be holding pads for each other. Like, why not just go with a dude that has 50 pounds plus on me? But I was holding the pad that he was teeping, like the suitcase pad, I think it's called. And every time he would throw a teep or a front kick, I would go flying across the room, and every time he teeped me, it would like hurt my stomach so bad, even through the pad. And at the end of class, I had like a massive stomach ache, and I looked at my stomach, and my stomach was red. So yeah, that's my second point. Just weight does matter. So when you pick a partner, try to pick someone around the same weight as you. Not just in striking, but if you do jujitsu or wrestling, like if someone who weighs 50 to 100 pounds more than you has you in side control, like it's gonna feel a lot more uncomfortable than if you were the same weight as him. They're not just gonna have an advantage over you if you're sparring with them in grappling or striking. It's also if they're a little bit too excited and they're bigger than you risk getting injured. So yeah, I'm just saying, at least at first, just be wise who you go against, especially when you're new and not as experienced and, haven't been doing it for a long time, so your body isn't used to getting hit or rolling with someone. Just my second suggestion. Now, third thing is just continue to lift weights throughout your martial arts life. There's a quote that a famous powerlifting coach, and he also trains a lot of athletes, including MMA fighters, Louis Simmons, he said that weak things break. And I know this for a fact because when I was playing football, when I was like super skinny, I would just get injured all the time. And that was kind of what I was known for the first 2 years from my family, friends, and teammates. Like, they would just be like, why are you injured all the time? But it was because there was nothing protecting my body. All I was a sack of skin and bones. But when I lifted weights, one, I got a lot better at football, and two, I just didn't get injured as much. Like, I'd hit someone and I'd be fine, but before, like, it'd feel like like I just got into a car accident. And I think this is especially important for skinny people, because I know some people that are just built like rocks, and I feel like they're just super durable. Like they could get hit with body shots and just take a lot of damage and being fine. But you know, people who are more slender, I just feel like there's less tissue protecting them. So it's very important for us to, you know, have some good like padding. I'm not saying get super bulky and become a like a big bodybuilder, but I'm just saying have some good quality muscle protecting your bones, and just have your ligaments and tendons strong enough to where you won't hurt your elbow after a day of basic training. Personally, I try to get a lift in 2 times a week. I don't really do bodybuilding movements anymore. I do more calisthenics and injury prevention exercises. Also, I picked up some injuries when I was playing football, so I just do whatever physical therapy exercises I used to do for that and just do them right now. That's actually another thing I should have mentioned. So yeah, maybe I should change this to 4 things skinny people should know. But when you get an injury, like let's say you hurt your wrist, you don't just heal it up, then go to physical therapy, and then it's 100% better. Like the thing that kind of sucks about injuries is once you get injured, it's permanently weak or permanently vulnerable. I had to learn this the hard way because I didn't rehab my injuries like I should have before, and they ended up getting re-injured. So yeah, just once you have an injury, make sure you do a little bit of something every once in a while to maintain the strength in the injured area, especially with super vulnerable areas, like if you ever injure your ankle or your neck or your lower back or your shoulders. Like make sure you stay on top of your physical therapy. So these are just 3 or 4 things to keep in mind. And I just like to say again with the first point, I'm not saying you need to be the Hulk and train for 5 years like Batman and, you know, become a superhuman before your first class. I'm just saying have a tiny bit of strength. You know, I don't want people being like, oh, some guy on the internet said I have to train super hard before my first class, so they just end up never going to their first martial arts class. I don't want that to happen because I think martial arts gives a lot of benefits. All I'm saying is just be able to do 20 push-ups, be able to do 5 to 7 pull-ups, and, you know, be able to squat your body weight or around your body weight just so you could like pick up someone's leg if you're doing a single leg, or be able to punch a heavy bag without destroying your elbow. But if you are planning on going to your first class, I also have another video of 5 things everyone should know before their first class, just basic etiquette and hygiene things. I'll link it up here somewhere. And if it's your first time watching this channel, I'm going to be posting a lot of videos trying to help newer athletes and aspiring athletes and just people who are athletes in general and do martial arts and like to eat healthy, all of that stuff. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. But thank you for watching till the end. That actually means a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next video.